Welcome back. Let's begin our first discussion. Every year, more than 120 countries in the world mark the World Breastfeeding Week from August the 1st to the 7th to raise awareness about breastfeeding, the importance and benefits for both mother and child.
Yeah, and the theme for this year's World Breastfeeding Week is sustaining breastfeeding together. Let's take this report.
It's a breastfeeding competition to encourage new mothers to breastfeed exclusively for 6 months and to continue breastfeeding with supplementary foods for 2 years. Breast milk is said to contain all the nutrients a baby needs for proper development.
I just want to encourage the mothers to keep on breastfeeding. It's the only bond between the mother and the child. Any child who is breastfeeding for at least 6 months, you can see the difference with everything in life. Call it first in the class. In the home is the best child. Everywhere you can see, oh, this is product of at least 6 months breastfeeding.
You have some immunoglobulins. These are chemicals that the breast produce, particularly the first one, the colostrum that the mother produces.
Olubukola Olawi, she is a pediatric nurse joining us right now. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Nice to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
Now, the breast is really a very important instrument or part of the home because of the children. But are we really maximizing enough the utility of the breast?
We are not. We are not maximizing it in the sense that Nigeria now, we have a percentage, just about 17% of women breastfeed their baby. And then, for example, Ghana is almost 70 now, while Nigeria remains 17%. So we need to talk more about this and to support our people so that they can exclusively breastfeed their babies.
All right. Well, there are some challenges that we've noticed, especially in Nigeria of today, that makes it quite difficult for some mothers, that are even willing to breastfeed their children exclusively for 6 months. We have working mothers that would have to put the children in creches and go to the office.
Okay. Before we go on, let me say something. You find out that breastfeeding is an ancient act and a modern miracle. So irrespective of whatever we do, either a working mother, working class mother, the market women, they also go to work. We need to. It is one thing that we can give to our children. So irrespective of whatever the challenges is, the women must always forge ahead to want to breastfeed their babies.
All right. I see you have a lot of demonstrations, but before we go there, make us understand, because the report we played earlier on, a lot of experts were talking about the benefits of the breast milk to the child. Can you highlight some of these things so we can itemize them?
One of the benefits is that some of the benefits are it is highly nutritious. It contains the food that the child needs in the right proportion, the water in the right quantity. Breast milk contains about 88% water, and that is why it is possible for a woman to breastfeed her baby in the first 6 months of life without water. So if she now decides to continue to include water, it means the child will be filled up with water instead of getting the correct nutrient. So that is why we discourage water during breastfeeding. Then secondly, it confers immunity on the child. The first milk that comes out is called colostrum. And this colostrum, we also emphasize that women should try as much as possible to give it to their babies immediately. In fact, now it is being advocated that they should breastfeed their child 1 minute after birth. It used to be 30 minutes, but now it is 1 minute after birth. The woman should start to breastfeed her child. The woman also has advantage. She gets back to shape quickly, and it confers a sort of family planning to her too.
All right. Yes, talking about the benefits of breastfeeding, one of the health practitioners in the report we showed was saying that children well breastfed when they grow up in life would not be prone to committing crimes. Can that be substantiated?
That is it. You find out that when mother places the child to breastfeed her child, the child, a normal child, will look straight into the face of the mother and sort of saying, thank you, mommy. You see the mother is happy, the child is also happy. So it creates that bond between the mother and the child. And that is why we are emphasizing cow milk for cow and human milk for human baby.
Okay.
So meaning that all the criminals right now in the country were the unlucky ones that were not breastfed.
You will not see a child that is properly breastfed becoming an area boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cow milk for cows.
So if you use cow milk on...
But we have on our shelves lots of milk that are from cows and goats and so on. Can you demonstrate for us really how the baby should be carried and how the breast should be administered so that we get to see some of these things?
Do you want me to wear this?
Yeah, exactly. If you can, it'll be nice. Okay. So that people can really understand how these things work.
We need to even teach our people, and I'm happy very well that we are going to be reaching a lot of people.
Okay.
And I believe that so many people are now watching so that they can benefit maximally from this exercise or talk. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me adjust it well so that I can have enough.
All right, while you're adjusting, let me just quickly ask you another question. Okay. There are some women, mothers, new mothers, that after childbirth, somehow their breasts do not lactate and would have to, you know, resort to formula to feed their children.
Okay. Why the breasts do not lactate is that majority of these babies are being kept away from their mother. So now it is being advocated you don't separate the mother and the child. In fact, when a woman delivers now, the baby is being delivered onto the mother's chest. Yes. And the essence is that the baby, a normal baby will crawl up to the breast. You know, it's close by because the child will be placed in between the mother's breast. Even the breast milk that will be coming acts like a saint. Immediately the child smells it, the child will want to grab the nipple and start to suck.
All right.
So, and we don't continue to separate the mother and the child. The first milk that comes out, we call it colostrum, has a very, very small quantity. It comes in, you know, just like 30 mils. But on the first day, you don't have enough. The second day, you begin to have. So suckling is what brings out this milk. It's not keeping the mother away and she continues to say, the milk is not flowing, the milk is not flowing. Already she will be considering alternative. It's not considering alternative that is important here, but to place that child to our breast and allow the baby to suck on the breast.
Okay. So in this, how often should a baby suck in a day?
A normal child will suck between 6 to 8 times in a day.
Okay.
And more so, you know, because this food is completely digested, this breast milk, the child tends to want to take more often. So that is why mother and child during this period, they are inseparable. You don't need to separate them. People will be criticizing, why is it that it's sucking always? It's because the food, this milk this child is taking, the child is digesting everything. That is why.
All right, so go ahead and show us how to.
So when she wants to a woman wants to breastfeed the child, you have a comfortable child like I'm sitting on. Okay. Okay, she places the child this way, the back of the head and the curve of the elbow. The back will be straight. She will support the buttocks and bring up the baby to the breast. Okay. She can either support herself with the pillow or use the leg, one leg to support so that she raises the baby up. We don't want her to do something like this, bend to the baby. Okay. She'll be having back ache. Okay. And quickly she wants to stop. And when she now wants to breastfeed the child, you have this part is the nipple, and this other flat part is called the areola. Okay. So we want the nipple, the whole nipple and part of the areola to be in the baby's mouth, because the tank, the area where the milk is being stored, like a tank, is around the areola. So if the child is suckling on only the nipple, she's not going to gain anything. Only the baby is going to cause the mother some problem, like sucking only on the nipple. Okay. So part of the nipple and part of the areola needs to be in that baby's mouth. And she doesn't need to do this. This is what most people do. And when they do this, they pull out that areola part from the baby's mouth, leaving only the nipple for the baby to suck. And when she develops sore, she quickly wants to stop because the sore is very painful. When she stops that, another problem will start, that is engorgement. She begins to have engorgement, she begins to have fever, she begins to have so many problems, and she doesn't want to.
So
proper positioning is very essential,
right.
and proper latching of the baby on the breast is very, very important.
All right, so, since that is not good, how should she hold the breast?
Okay, she needs to, the remaining finger will be underneath, while her thumb is just to support. The remaining will support is not to this way, because if she does this, she's pulling it out. It's just to support and help the baby, especially the women that are heavy breasted, so that you support it and will not allow the baby's mouth to drop down.
All right, so we heard in the past of some women that are well endowed, having big breasts, and then somehow choking their babies in the course of breastfeeding, maybe because they slept off. And the breast somehow fell on the baby's nose, especially not in this position anyway, while lying down. Is that even safe?
Yes.
Mothers sleep off,
she
lie
can
down.
assume any position of comfort, but she needs to be aware that her baby is there. That's all. And you find out that if the mother is okay, she will hardly sleep off during breastfeeding to suffocate her child. So proper positioning, and then that is why we encourage them to attend the antenatal clinic, so that some of these things we are talking about, they are going to at least get the skill, so that during practice they get the correct way to practice this breastfeeding.
And cleaning of the breast, apologies, Mike, cleaning of the breast as well. You hear that some women don't just, they've gone out for a long time or with their baby, and they maybe don't get to give the baby because they've expressed into bottles, and later on when they want to use their own breast at home, they just give the child the breast. Could you tell us how important it is to clean the nipples before feeding the baby almost every time?
She doesn't need to clean the nipple each time she wants to breastfeed her baby, so that she doesn't contaminate it. But all she needs to do is she should maintain a good, proper personal and environmental hygiene. She have a bath daily, the underwear, the bra, she washes it every day. That's all. And when the baby wants to suck, just put the baby to breast. All
right. Talking about lactation and all of that, does the size of the breast translate into the quantity?
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. So what translates into it is the mother should be well relaxed. She should have good quality food, adequate food. So that is where the father will come in. The father needs to feed
I was going to talk about the role of the fathers.
They need to, because we are now the woman, we are trying to save the money
food.
In buying food, to buy food for quality food for the woman to eat.
All right, some reasons some woman will tell you for not wanting to breastfeed for long is that breastfeeding makes their breast to sag pretty quickly. Could you tell us
about
that?
We hear all
That's the
sorts.
modern one.
But you find out that, you see, especially now, you find that those days our great-grandparents, they breastfed all our grandparents very well. But now, the children of nowadays, we just feel it's fashionable to have bottles and feed our babies with. We need to. Breastfeeding a baby does not have anything to do with sagging of the breast. As other parts of the body ages, so also the breast tissue.
So even if you don't breastfeed,
either you breastfeed or not, it's going to come down. But all we need to tell them is they should have a firm bra and a supporting one. Even when they are breastfeeding or after breastfeeding, so that the breast doesn't sag.
All right, now, before the child is born, the role of the fathers with the breast, does it enhance how much of milk the breast should have for the baby?
Yes, the role of the father, one of the role of the father is proper nutrition. We talk about nutrition during pregnancy is very, very essential, because the quality of milk too will be determined by the quality of the food the mother has.
Okay.
So she needs to eat good food.
So apart from the health benefits of breastfeeding to the baby now, what about the mother?
The mother, I've talked about it. You have family planning. Then she doesn't come down with anemia, because during that time, she doesn't menstruate. If she's practicing exclusive breastfeeding and she doesn't break in between, it's not likely her period will come until after then. So she will not lose any blood, and she has a good iron conservation. And also, it allows her to go back to shape, the pre-pregnant state quickly. And also, immediately after birth, she is able to put her baby to breast. There's something we call involution. That is the uterus going back to position. It helps her. So that is why we advocate that they should start breastfeeding their babies early enough.
All right. Thank you very much, Olawi Olubukola, pediatric nurse. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we wish everyone happy Breastfeeding Week.
Yes,
everyone should get busy. Like she said earlier, we are not maximizing
mother and child.
Yeah, but the fathers also have roles.
Yeah, their roles are
the entire
really.
home is not maximizing the utility of the breast very well. So we should.
Well, it's not supposed to be a competition between the father and the child anyway.